I'm Nandini Nayar, the author of over 50 books for children of all ages. Now, if you went into a bookshop looking for a book for your child, the first thing you would be asked is the age of your child, and then you would be led to a shelf, crammed with books which had all been slotted age-wise. This is what is called age banding. So age banding is basically a process by which books are slotted for children of different ages. This is something which the publishers do, and this is done basically to ensure that the parents and educators find it easy to pick books according to the age of the children. Alright, so in India we have books which are slotted into 4 age groups. You have the picture books which are meant for children over 3 years old, so these are for children who need to have the story read out to them. You have the chapter books which are meant for the confident readers, so basically children over 6 or 7 or even 8 years old. And then you have the middle grade fiction which is meant for children over 10 years old, and you have the young adult meant for children over 12. So what you find here is that these books are slotted into these bands based on the length of the story, based on the difficulty level of the language and the complexity of the plot, and also the kinds of themes that are talked about here. Now the question that parents face is, should they follow the age banding when picking a book for their child? Here are 3 reasons why I think you don't need to follow age banding for your child. Now the first reason is age banding, like I said, has been put into place to make sure that parents and educators who are unsure of what kinds of books they need to buy for their child have some kind of a guide. They are able to look at the age banding and buy the books. But age banding itself is based on the idea that all children are uniform, and like I've said several times before, every child is different and every child is unique, and therefore very often the age banding is not a good idea when picking books for your child. Now the second reason why I don't think you need to very strictly follow age banding is, if you were to follow age banding, for example, and your 8-year-old asked to read a book which said it was meant for children over 10, you would stop your child from reading it because you would say that this is not suitable for your child. Now what you would do here is basically to be denying your child the freedom to pick books that he or she is interested in. So children do find their own level. So if they find this book very difficult, they are going to stop reading it. At the same time, if you stop them from reading it, you are denying them the freedom that reading actually brings. So what you can do instead is, you can read the book, you can flip through it to make sure that it does not contain any topics or it does not contain any kind of discussion which an 8-year-old might find difficult to understand. Once you have ascertained that there is nothing like this, I think you should allow your child to pick books based on his or her interest and level of reading. Okay, and the third reason is that very often when you pick books based on the age banding, you are slotting your child in a certain way, which can be very harmful to his sense of confidence. So if you have a child who is 7 years old and all his classmates, his friends are reading books which are meant for children over 7, but your child, for whatever reasons, still is happy reading picture books, what this is going to do is to make your child feel very unsure of himself in the presence of his peers. So basically it's going to take the joy away of reading and instead make him constantly conscious that he or she is not reading the books that he's meant to read. All of these things, basically what they do is to take the joy of reading away from your child's life. And for this reason, I think that you don't need to stick too strictly to the practice of age banding. What I would suggest instead is that you assess your child's abilities, you assess your child's reading speed and skill and grasp of language and vocabulary items, and based on that, you can either challenge your child with books which are meant for a slightly older audience, or you can encourage your child by giving them simpler books so that they are able to take those first steps into reading, because this is all about getting our children to read. Alright, so do let me know if you have any other questions or doubts about how to get your child reading. I'll be happy to do a video on that. So till the next time, keep reading and keep smiling. Bye bye and thanks for watching.